almost go one way, which is from men to women. What is it? Is it really female worship? Let's check it out.
Love is a funny thing. The romance stuff and infatuation, none of that is love. It never was love. Love comes 15, 20, 25 years into a relationship with somebody. And how do you get to that point where there's real intimacy and real love if one person's fawning over the other all the time? All it does is build resentment and entitlement.
I can agree with that, because if one person loves the other person so much, the other person feels like, why do you love me so much? Why are you doing all these things for me? I don't feel the same way to you. Why are you doing this? And shout outs to It's Complicated Channel. Go give the man some subs, some likes. Go to his Instagram. The man makes great interviews with great questions.
Who do you think is more romantic, men or women, and why?
Women, because we just think better.
No, you
Because we romanticize our whole lives.
Yeah, you romanticize being romanced your whole lives. What do you do to romance men? You guys can't think of anything. Hell, men can't think of anything that you can do to romance us.
I feel like I'm a hopeless romantic sometimes because I come up with so many scenarios in my head about like what I want to do with my partner, or like all the fun things and all the cute things, just everything in between.
Why are most romantic songs written by men about women?
That's actually a really good question.
I actually don't think there's very many songs the other way around where women are making songs about men in a romance way.
I think maybe because they feel like they fantasize a lot.
Because men are horny and sexual. They sexualize everything.
What's the most romantic thing a man can do for a woman?
Think about her in every possible way.
Effort, yeah, just communication, I guess.
What's the most romantic thing a woman can do for a man?
As soon as the question gets flipped, silence.
The same thing. Reciprocate all energy.
What does it mean to be romantic?
Reciprocate energy.
Be thoughtful. And
If that was the case, how can men be romantic to you if it's reciprocating energy? They have to do the full romance before you even reciprocate anything. Stop lying.
planning things that show that you love them.
I think it means to show your love, care, affection, and consideration for somebody materialistically, emotionally, and mentally.
Why is a woman's love more likely something that needs to be earned through courtship than a man's love? Why did society set things up that way?
Because women are the prize.
If men have to prove their worth to the female, how is romance not just female worship?
I did not think about it until I saw the title of this video. That's why I wanted to do it. But I was like, is it truly female worship? It is. Because it's usually one-sided, from men to women only, and it's men that are doing the over-the-top, over the things that doesn't really reciprocate. There's no reciprocation for a lot of these grand acts that men do, right? So because we do such grand acts for women with no reciprocation, that's worship, right? That's simping.
It is, I guess.
Because women are better than men, and they don't need to earn anything. Men need to earn everything.
Why do you think men don't reject the romantic model?
Because they want to do it, but they will only do it for the women they want to do it for.
I think it's the other way around. I think a man's love needs to be earned. That's why women have to wait for a man to get on one knee and say that I want to spend the rest of my life with you. We have to earn a man's love, and we have to be picked. That's why we don't get on one knee. Men get on one knee.
If men should
I can somewhat agree with that. We do ultimately pick at the end.
masturbate to fill their sexual needs, why don't women read romance novels to fill their romantic needs?
A lot of times women do, but like I said, a woman shouldn't have to do anything. A woman should be attended to.
Shouldn't have to do anything. Yeah, broke, dusty, musty, crusty.
Like, without saying.
I feel like it's different. Lust and romance don't always go hand in hand. They don't always correlate. I think men tend to be more lustful while women search for romance. And I feel like they're filled in different ways that a book can't compared to a man with lust.
Why should men have any obligations to fill women's emotional needs if women don't feel any obligation to fill men's physical needs?
Because once again, who is a man? Nobody. Nobody.
Squeeze me? Oh, no, you did.
Why is Valentine's Day
Damn, that redhead chick is just pure man hater.
and also weddings typically more about pleasing the woman than celebrating the couple?
Because that's just how the world made it.
Why are there more traditions to celebrate women, and would that make sense if we're living in a patriarchy?
Because women are the prize.
Because if it wasn't for a woman, there wouldn't be any men on this earth. So we should be
The women really love to say that. Without any men, there wouldn't be people on Earth either, idiots.
celebrating women every day.
Like, come on.
But doesn't it take men to also produce more women?
But doesn't it take a woman first? You can get an IVF without a man and still have a baby.
It still requires a man, you dumbass.
You can't be a man and do that. You can only be a woman.
How is romance not just fueled by Hollywood propaganda
They really think they got us on this until we create, the artificial womb. And you women are screwed.
teaching men to simp for women?
It is.
Because honestly, nobody can force you to do anything unless you're just stupid and are easily influenced. Men are
Women.
100%, willing to do whatever they want to do. So if they choose to treat a woman a certain type of way and it just so happens to come off as simpy, that's all on their own accord. Nobody is influencing any.
This is true, somewhat true, but there's influence out there. There's always obviously influence out there for men to simp.
Anybody, not even Hollywood propaganda.
How can chivalry be dead if romance is still the cultural standard for men and women falling in love?
Chivalry is dead, so.
You believe chivalry is dead?
Yeah.
But how could it be dead if that's the cultural standard for men and women falling in
Because
love?
I don't think that's the same thing as being romantic.
What's the difference?
Being romantic is passionate, and that's opening a door for somebody, like this common decency.
What's the difference between
Have you ever opened the door for men and kept the door open for them? What happened to this common decency?
being romantic and being a simp?
I think there's no difference.
A simp.
I agree. I actually do somewhat agree that being like over the top romantic and being a simp is pretty much the same thing, right? Because there's no reciprocation usually when you're doing some of these over the top gestures.
It's like you're basically being romantic to a woman that wants nothing to do with you. Romance is like you're
Correct.
doing it to, like, for your person.
Being a simp is just doing anything for anyone at all, and being romantic is being with somebody you love and doing things you love for them.
How can you show love to a woman without putting her on a pedestal?
Do everything you can to make her life easier.
Do women
That's putting her on a pedestal.
put themselves on a pedestal, or does society pedestalize the women?
We put it on ourselves for sure.
So didn't women set the terms that they needed to be served and placed on a pedestal, which created simping in the first place?
Yes.
So if this imbalance is created by women, why are people blaming simps for women's bad behavior?
Because simps automatically assume that they're men. A simp can be a woman. Like, a woman do start a lot of things, but most people just like to blame it on men because nobody likes guys.
What? No, guys simp more because resources transfers over that way. That's just how it is. I'm not saying that women can't be simps. There's probably quite a bit of women that are simps, but they're only simps for the 10% of men. Men are just simps for most women.
What's the craziest thing you've done, or has someone done for you in the name of love?
Nothing.
Like, restraining order crazy or romantic crazy?
What's the difference?
A lot is the difference. The difference is dating in your early 20s and your late 20s.
Do you feel
So just age.
obligated with
So he can do the exact same thing in his 20s. It's romantic, but when he does it in his 30s, ew, creep.
when somebody does some big romantic gesture?
Not necessarily. If I'm dating the person, then it just means a lot, and I'm very grateful.
Do you feel obligated when somebody does some big romantic gesture?
No.
Do you believe men initially do really nice things for women because they want sex?
Yes.
If so, why would a woman ever accept an extravagant offer from a man if she wasn't interested in
It's
having
hard
sex?
to. It's hard to.
Can you be more specific?
Because you're broke, dusty, musty crusties and you need resources.
What do you mean?
It's hard to accept romantic gestures because you know that's what they want.
Do you believe two people can ever love each other equally, or is one going to love the other one more?
I think one's going to love the other more.
Is it true that whoever loves the other one less has the power?
Yes.
So if women want to submit to a man's leadership, wouldn't that mean the woman needs to love the man more than he loves her?
Yes.
So why do women think it's the opposite?
Honestly, I think it depends on the person because not every woman thinks like that.
because men are supposed to lead, and if you lead, then we're submissive.
See, like the if you lead thing. How can I lead if you're not submissive in the first place and take, advice or leadership well, right? If you can't even take some of those things well, how can we ever be in a relationship for me to lead?
Should a man be expected to love a woman for who she is if a woman only loves a man for what he provides?
Honestly, in society, yes, men are expected to, but is it fair for it to be like that? Technically not, but if we're going, statistic wise, yeah.
Is there a difference between how men and women show love?
Yes.
What is that difference?
I think they're more protective and act like your father when they love you.
Why don't women show love to men in the same way that women want to receive love from men?
Because women are women and men are men, and they have completely different mindsets.
What are your thoughts on the following statement? Dating for women is like shopping, while dating for men is like a job interview that he's paying for.
Yeah.
Can you explain that?
We feel like they're runner-ups and contestants.
So we have nothing but options because y'all would fuck a tree if it had a vagina. So of course it's shopping for us, but for men it's a job interview because like y'all are so thirsty. We have to pick the right man. Like there's no demand for the supply. So of course we can go shopping for it because it's an.
She's not wrong. In a sense, she's not wrong. Yes, for the men she want, yes, there may be a limited supply, but of men's attention, plenty.
Abundance, but we are a lot more like coveted with our goodies, so that's why it's a job interview, because if you want to get in, you have to work for it.
True.
If women have an abundance of choices, would women ever enter an arrangement where they weren't knowingly in control?
No.
So if women are the choosers,
modern dating,
how are men the leaders?
Good question.
How can men lead if it's by women's terms?
I have no clue.
Are men leading when they subject themselves to rejection at a woman's discretion?
No.
So then why do we say that men are leaders when women are in control?
We want you guys to lead while we're still in control.
Exactly.
Thank you for being honest. If we're told that the average man isn't good enough for the average woman...
It's rare to get some honesty, but even the honesty is just like, oh yeah, at least she's honest. Something like, honesty isn't the best thing sometimes because it just shows how horrible they are.
And how is that not pedestalizing women and belittling men?
I definitely think it is. I don't feel like as society we view that as an equal playing field, but I don't feel like how we should view people. Everyone has a heart, everyone has a soul, and I don't believe that's how we should look at each other.
Why do men continue to pedestalize women while women continue to degrade men?
I've always said this, right? Men, we just deep down in our gut, in our DNA, in our brain, in almost every cell in our body, love women. That's why we allow it and we keep doing it, right?
Put your arms around me, Wolfie. Hold me tight. Hug up and cuddle up with all your might. Won't you?
I think it depends on the relationship. I don't see all women degrading men, and I don't see all men degrading women. I think it just is up for interpretation and how
it's just a large chunk of women degrading men, though, especially on the internet.
One's relationship.
She says she doesn't see it, but she sees it.
It's going.
If women aren't expected to be with average men, then why are men expected to be with women past their prime?
I've been with some pretty average men, so I don't think it comes down to what someone looks like. I think as people's soul and the way that
it always comes down to what someone looks like. It's called attraction, girl.
they are means more than what a look can.
Do you believe that unconditional love is possible in a romantic relationship?
Yes.
Or are people only as loyal as their options?
I think it's possible.
People are only as loyal as their options. That's always the case. People will always choose up. They will.
That'll probably be for most people, but yeah, there are just straight loyal people. They're called men.
Always choose up, and I agree. Choose up, because your man will choose up.
Can you think of any type of love other than romantic love where money is an issue?
A dog. I love my dog unconditionally. He's broke. He's my best friend. There's nothing I wouldn't do for him. I'd die for him. Shout out to Nacho.
So wouldn't that mean that romantic love is conditional?
It is conditional because romance is not free. Romance requires work, effort. Sometimes it requires money depending on who you're with. So if you're not able to provide what that person needs to feel romantically in love, then it's conditional.
Well, wouldn't that mean that romantic love is conditional if money is a factor?
No. Okay, so there is
No.
possible for you to be in love and there is no type of financial relationship within it. Like that is most definitely possible, and it's just not as common.
Well, shouldn't love be more about acceptance rather than expectation?
Yes, but it's 2025 and that's the evil world we live in.
Well, who's
Who created it?
perpetuating that evil?
Society.
Aren't women half of society? And aren't women in control of relationships?
But yes, at the end of the day, they're never wrong. So there's nothing you can say to make me go against women.
That's crazy, right? Anything, women are always right. That is the talking point for a lot of these feminist women out there. And these are just simple questions. And I always say it, it's complicated. Ask just very basic questions. Just flip it back on its head for these women that they always spout the same talking point. But when you flip that talking point back, all of a sudden, hell breaks loose and you become misogynistic, or you seem to hate women for asking just basic questions. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.